So, by the computer, it's 9:31. Welcome to the annual Leeds City Region Skills Network Conference. This is our 10th conference. I think I've been to every single one of them. I can honestly say not a lot has changed in that time. My name's Chohan. I'm principal of Shipley College and also chair of the Skills Network. Now, today we're using the Hoover Platform. I am assured that's the way you say it, like the domestic appliance. We could have gone for a straightforward Zoom conference with a lot of talking heads, but we're trying to capture some of the essence of what the Skills Network is about. We have this annual conference and people can communicate with each other, meet up with old friends, avoid some old colleagues, whichever way you want to see it. You can obviously use the controls up and down the left-hand bar if you're looking on a computer and ask questions. But most intriguingly, you can also ask questions of any attendees and create some meetings of your own. So we've got some networking sessions, and I hope you make most of it, because one of the main reasons for the Skills Network is for colleagues to come together and make new connections. Now, I know we've all got used to using Zoom and products like it, but usually you can see who you're talking to. I absolutely can't. I can't see anyone on here, and so I can't see if you're rolling your eyes or applauding with great enthusiasm. So bear with me. I feel a little bit like some sort of radio disc jockey. First off, some things about the Skills Network. The Skills Network is a loose confederation of providers in Leeds City Region, and that includes HE providers, so the universities, further education providers, so the colleges that make up WYCC, and private training providers. And it is a loose confederation. There's no kind of formal agreements between us all, but we are about two main reasons for existing, really. One is about making those connections so that providers can get on with each other and perhaps create new provision together. But perhaps most importantly, also about reporting into the Employment and Skills Panel. So the Skills Network is about trying to create a common voice for skills providers so that we can feed into local politicians. Now, that has been important in the past. The Employment and Skills Panel has overseen several sources of funding and collective projects where people work together, but it is about to become far more important. Next summer, if all goes to plan, the adult education budget is going to be devolved to West Yorkshire. Now, devolution involves a whole load of other things, from transport to health, but key for us as providers is the 63 million of the adult education budget that is being devolved. The LEP are currently carrying out a consultation on that, how to use that adult education budget. So if you want your voice heard, then please do get involved in the consultation. It finishes on the 12th of July. So I'm sure someone can put up the link to the consultation, but if you just type in LEP AB consultation, you'll find it on Google. And the LEP are very keen to hear your opinions on how the adult education budget should be used in future. So the Skills Network tries to marry up private training providers, FE colleges and HE. The HE voice has been, in the vanguard has been Professor Margaret House from Leeds Trinity, and thank you very much for wise counsel the last few years. I'm afraid she's leaving us though, so she's retiring this summer, and best of luck in her new movement in her life. So her role is being taken on by Dr. Peter O'Brien from Yorkshire Universities. So if you come from an HE institution, that would be your main route in. For private training providers, Alex Miles from WILP, the West Yorkshire Learning Providers, is your main route to making your voice heard, and you can get involved by contacting them. For colleges, it works through the principals. I chair the Skills Network and attend the Employment and Skills panel. So last year, I made a big statement, I think, about new apprenticeship standards and endpoint assessments and what an earthquake they were to the sector. Little did I know that there would be bigger earthquakes coming around. We've been through a revolution in delivery over the last few months, as I'm sure all of your institutions have. In between that, I've spent an awful lot of time deleting adverts for hand sanitizers. I'm sure I didn't come into this job for that. But every single institution here will be facing financial challenges from COVID and the current pandemic. It's a crucial time for us all. It may be, the challenge may be different in other areas. HE institutions will be hurt by international students. Private training providers and FE colleges will be struggling with apprenticeship numbers for next year. Recruitment does seem to be down, significantly down in many areas. And then the way we deliver our adult education budget at the moment is also under threat. There's no guarantees about how individuals will be attending training post-lockdown. So a lot of challenges for us all, but also a lot of challenges for the region. Unemployment is already as high as it was in the last recession. But what's crucially different is that unemployment has happened so quickly over just 3 months. It took about 1.5 years to 2 years for unemployment to develop under the last recession. So there's an awful lot of people out there, out of work and looking for new opportunities. And those new opportunities, let's face it, could be facilitated by us. And that's across the board, from entry-level skills, entry-level basic skills, to apprenticeships, to higher education opportunities. And somehow we need to develop a provision so that we can support those people into new careers and new jobs. You're going to hear in a moment about the Economic Recovery Board, which has been established by West Yorkshire Combined Authority to support Leeds City Region. The one thing I can say about that is the Economic Recovery Board is preparing a plan to try and bring us out of this recession. And I can absolutely assure you that skills are frontline and centre in their thinking about how we can move forward as a region. What I can't say, or no one can say at the moment, is what resources will be available to back that up. Clearly, we'd all like to have some more resources, perhaps to make up some of those reductions that we're suffering at the moment. So more to hear about that in a moment. Now, if you'd like, just to indulge me for a moment, my long-term associate, colleague, friend, Judy German, who many of you will know, is about to retire in 2 weeks. She's the Vice Principal at Shipley College. Some of you might know her as Julie Bales. She got married a few years ago. I'd like you all to make a fuss of her. We're going to miss her in 2 weeks' time, and she's made an awful lot of difference to people's lives and their educational opportunities. I'm certainly going to miss her, so please do get in contact with her if you know her. Right, onto the conference. So the opening presentations are from Roger Marsh, who's Chair of Leeds City Region LEP, Councillor Susan Hinchcliffe, Chair of the West Yorkshire Combined Authority, and Rashid Parmar, who's Chair of the Employment and Skills Panel. Rather than